Hey all, this is Chris with Orlando in the Moment, and today I'm going to tell you all about my experiences going to Halloween Horror Nights here in Universal Orlando. Oh my gosh, I had such a great time every single time that we went. So this year we wanted to make sure that we enjoyed it all. As a premier pass holder, we get one night free to enjoy Halloween Horror Nights on specific days. However, we wanted to make sure that we got to go and enjoy everything and not feel rushed and just get to just take in everything that HHN has to offer. So we went with the Risk of Fear Pass, and this gave us access to the first 18 nights. The price was $179.99, but this gave us the opportunity to go to any of those nights. We ended up going about 5 nights, and I think that that was perfect. Make sure when you buy this, you had to buy it in advance because some people were really upset because the first couple of nights were sold out, so they didn't get the full 18 days. So I am going to go through and rank the houses from my least favorite to my absolute favorite. Now, that being said, all of the houses were absolutely amazing. The amount of time and effort that goes into building these houses is incredible. So I'm going to rank number 10 all the way to number 1, which was my absolute favorite. I'm also going to talk about my favorite scare zone and about some of the snacks we had. So here we go. For number 10, I put Dr. Oddfellow's Twisted Origins. And this house takes you into the twisted world of Dr. Oddfellow's Carnival of Oddities. You walked into a circus tent, but this was not like any circus I had ever walked into. So if you weren't afraid of clowns before, you will be now. But it was very cool to see the backstory of Dr. Oddfellow, and this house was well put together. For number 9, I put The Darkest Deal. This is a neat story about when you make a deal with the devil. So it was a saxophone player who wanted to become famous, and he made a deal with the wrong person. The costumes were really good, and the story was easy to follow. For number 8, Dueling Dragons, Choose Thy Fate. This was a super cool house. I love the sets in here. They were so realistic. And what I really liked was at the end, you got to choose which path you wanted to go into. And that was really cool because each path had a different ending. In number 7, I went with Chucky, the Ultimate Kill Count. I love Chucky. This was a great house, and Chucky was everywhere, so it was a super cool house. I really like this one. For my number 6, it was Exorcist Believer. It was like being in a movie set. It was really cool. I really enjoyed walking through this house. In number 5, Universal Monsters Unmasked. You can't go wrong with the classic monsters, and this was no exception. It was a lot of fun to walk through this house. Number 4 was Yeti Campground Kills. Imagine going camping and coming across this Yeti. This was a great house. The set was amazing, and the Yetis were terrifying. For my number 3 choice, I have to go with Blood Moon Offerings. This, I will say, was the scariest house that I went into. Oh my gosh, the ending, I don't want to ruin it for you, but I was terrified. I almost didn't want to keep on walking. I was absolutely scared. Again, the sets were unbelievable. I really loved this house. For my number 2 pick was The Last of Us. If you love this video game, it was like actually walking into the video game. The sets were so realistic, and it was just an amazing house overall. And for my number 1 is Stranger Things 4. Same as the video game. If you are a fan of this show, you will definitely love walking through this house. It was amazing. It felt like you were on the set of the Stranger Things. Absolute favorite house. Again, with that being said, every house was absolutely amazing. I still cannot believe the amount of time and energy that goes into creating these. I loved every minute, and I can go in these houses over and over again. My favorite scare zone was Vamp 69 Summer of Blood. The music in here was wonderful. This was taking place in 1969, and it's heavily supposed to make you feel like you're at Woodstock. The costumes here are great, and sometimes as you're walking through, it's hard to tell who is part of the characters and who are people just walking through. But sometimes they just sneak up on you. But like I said, the songs here are great. There's people dancing, and there's just people everywhere in this area, and it's really a lot of fun. I just love this area. So something I tell you that I was so excited for was the Megan flash mob. I waited around, so I had been talking to somebody who worked there, and they told me that every 45 minutes the Megans would show up to do the flash mob dance, either in two locations. The first one was in front of the Mel's Die-In, and the other is by the Fast and the Furious. So I had been waiting over by Mel's Die-In, and somebody came running by and said, "Oh, we just saw the Megans." And I said, "Oh, I can't believe I just missed them." And it was raining, so of course they weren't coming out all the time, so I had given up. And at the end of the night, I was heading out, and I said, "You know what, I'm just going to wait around for a few more minutes," and I'm so glad I did. I got a chance to watch this. It was so exciting. It was awesome. Everybody stopped just to watch them dance, and at the end, they line up, and you can get a picture with the Megans. So that was a super cool surprise. I didn't know that they were going to do that, but I even lined up to get a picture. Super fun. And if you're interested, I did do a whole separate video of just the Megan flash mob dance, and you could check that out. I'll leave that linked. So one of the things that I usually look forward to at HHN is trying different unique foods. However, I'm disappointed because this year we really didn't get much. The lines were really long, and I didn't want to spend my time waiting online for food. So we only got to try two things. One was this bloody campground poutine, which was absolutely delicious. It was fries with an Asian-inspired meat on top. It was really delicious. And then the other thing that we got was the Left Behind ravioli, which was mini cheese ravioli, and it was inside of the Fedra can. So that was kind of cool, and we kind of just wanted that as a souvenir. Oh my gosh, this show. Where do I even start? Definitely make sure you leave time to see one of these shows. They fill up. They are completely sold out every single time it's shown. You will see people using silks to go on the, like a gymnast. They are pyrotechnics, there's acrobatics, there's dancing, the costumes. Unbelievable. Make sure you see this show. The Death Eaters, another cool feature of HHN. Make sure you head into Diagon Alley. This is where the Death Eaters are just wandering around. I saw them walking up to different people, trying to steal their watches. They were walking into the stores, looking all around. They're just wandering everywhere, and you don't know where they're going to show up. I even got a chance to see a battle. There's a group of people who had their wands out, and they engaged in a battle with the different people who were there. So it was really cool. I think each night is something different. You never know what you're going to see, but I just love their costumes, and I love seeing them. And so I absolutely loved walking through Diagon Alley and being able to see them. So that about wraps it up. I absolutely love going to HHN. I had so much fun. I hope you enjoyed this video and you got some ideas about, if you can't see all the houses, which ones you would stop into. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, don't forget to take time to live in the moment. Have a great day.